sputtering a little bit to have a weapon like 9, put it in his chest and let him get some things going.
He's the last 2 weeks, he's just found a way to make a play. He's running hard, even when things aren't there. He's a great back and he finds a way to make a play. So, but it's not just him. When you got guys on the perimeter trying to figure it out, first 2 drives, didn't go the way we wanted to. We were moving the ball, and actually 9 dropped the pass, gets us off schedule. Then we get to a 3rd and long, give up the 1 sack of the game. But it's good to see him kind of come into his own.
What kind of spark did Trevor provide after those 2 series where you didn't get points and he comes in and leads you downfield after the defensive touchdown?
He came in and did give us a spark and was able to get us in the end zone, and we were able to finish the 2nd quarter the way we wanted to and gave us some momentum coming in at halftime. And obviously we kind of relied on the big play to get us to half, and then we came out and said, we're going to commit to run the football, challenge our guys up front. If we're going to be a championship team, we got to be able to run the football, and the guys responded well.
Does the threat of Trevor open up those passing lanes because they have to cover more of the field?
It's hard to tell. We're trying to see how they're going to play us early on. We just didn't get in the rhythm, and Trevor came in there and gave us a spark. But when we can run the football, I think more so than anything, when we can run the football, it opens up the play action pass, especially in versus the last 2 defenses where they got 7 people near the box, and we still find a way to run it when we do hand it off. And then when you got a 7th defender, then obviously they got to figure out how they're going to play coverage, and it gives you seams to throw the football.
What did you see from Tavian Feaster? Obviously, he got in the end zone and finally maybe kind of started to get his rhythm back.
I was really proud of him. He's a guy that's just been battling, trying to find his rhythm. And today, especially that touchdown run, I think I saw a burst that we all know he's capable of, and so that's big for his confidence. And I think he rushed for about 9 yards of carry, and a lot of that was after contact as well. So proud of him and proud of Travis, and then Adam, getting in there and in between those guys and making some plays. So we got a good group. We just got to stay humble. We got to understand that every week we got to show up, and then obviously too, just from my perspective, knowing the details of what we're doing on offense, we still got some things without the ball that we can do a little bit better. That interception that Trevor's going to get credit for, actually Travis should be banging the defensive end before we throw that ball that results in the interception. So proud of the way the guys are running the football. We just got to continue to grow and develop without the ball.
Tony, was that the best the offensive lines played?
From just looking at it, you'd say yes. We're going to go back and watch the tape and look at all the details. We'll meet as a staff, but those guys were challenged. We want to be able to run the football. And in the first half, we only had about 50 yards rushing, and a lot of that was we had RPOs built in. We were taking some of the RPOs. We didn't get on rhythm. We had a 3 and out, and then we found some explosive plays. Then we go and we have a 2-play touchdown drive. I think maybe their guy might have busted a coverage, and Trevor found Ross up the sideline. So we didn't get into a rhythm, and we knew that when we came out in the second half that we were going to commit to run the football, and I thought there were some big running lanes. I thought the backs did a good job of finding it, so I'm excited to see the tape and see how those guys truly performed.
Did Trevor do enough to earn more playing time, or do you look at this still as a 2-guy job?
We're going to enjoy the win, but we'll get back together as a staff tomorrow, and we'll evaluate the way the guys play, and then we'll determine how we're going to go forward. And it's the same thing at the running back position every week. And you notice especially with Travis, the first week he had the first 2 drives. Here he had the first 2 drives, but the plan was to get Tavian in there pretty early. So every week it's going to be week to week, but we're going to enjoy it. Trevor did provide us a spark. We're going to evaluate it, and then we're going to go forward.
Do you feel like maybe this is the best the offense has played since that ACC championship game?
I'd say that's a fair assessment, but still, we had 2 interceptions, we had a sack, we had a couple of drops, we had a 3 and out, so still room to grow. But I think that the guys had fun playing today. They were excited to play. They really accepted the challenge for us to be what we're capable of. Still not where we need to be, but we definitely got some momentum going into the heart of ACC play.
For Trevor to make his ACC debut like this in his home state, on the road, all that stuff, and to play like he did, did you learn anything, or did you already know? I mean, what did you see from him today?
I think he just confirms, what we already know. But again, it's comforting to see him go out and play, and we've known that he's going to be a guy that's going to be ready when his number's called. He's just waiting on an opportunity, and obviously it's kind of like when we were at A&M. Kelly gave us a spark, so you roll with Kelly, and today, Trevor gave us a spark, so coach decided to stay with him. But we're going to need both those guys down the stretch. We're going to need all the depth that we got, and that's what I told the guys in the locker room. I said, look, we're going to need everybody, and you never know who's going to be the spark that gets us over the hump and kind of lights that fuel. And right now, we're very explosive, and that's something that we weren't last year. We're very explosive, and now it seems like we're starting to hone in on the running game, getting comfortable with what the guys are good at. The communication is where it needs to be. So I'm excited as we continue to go forward this season.
Go ahead, Derek.
How difficult is it to have consistency when you're playing as many guys as you're playing? At running back, at quarterback, at wide receiver, everywhere?
You know, you could say that might be an excuse, but for us, those guys get the same amount of practice reps, and they got to be ready when their number's called. And at the end of the day, you're one injury away from being a starter. You know, so we're not going to use that as an excuse. We just got to continue to focus on the details. And when it comes down to it, is to build that chemistry and that cohesion. You got to do the little things right, and that was a challenge today. Can we do the little things right consistently? And after the first 2 drives, we were able to do that.
What specifically did you see in Trevor? Obviously, we can see 4 touchdown passes, and know that looks good on the stat sheet and the numbers he put up. But from you looking at him, what did he do well today for a freshman in his 4th career?
You know, he just continues to be poised, you know, and collected. He doesn't ever seem overwhelmed. He can run all aspects of the offense. He has a really good command. We know how talented he is throwing the football. I'm waiting for that point where he breaks out running the football. I think people are going to be impressed when they see him take off and run. But just his composure and never, on the road, ACC game in Atlanta, the mystique behind it. We haven't won back-to-back in a long time, and that didn't faze him. He just went out and did his job, and his number was called.
Obviously, there's going to be a lot of outside chatter, noise. How do you expect Kelly to handle?
Oh, I expect Kelly to be Kelly Bryant, and we're here today, in this position because of Kelly Bryant. We're 4-0 because of Kelly Bryant, and he's a leader on our football team, and he's going to be as tough. He's going to be the toughest critic on himself. So I don't anticipate he's going to listen to any of the noise, and he's going to go back and he's going to compete, and we're going to look at the tape, make an evaluation, and we're going to go forward.
Thank you.